What's going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Monday. Birds are chirping and stuff. Well, except for Cardinals. They're not chirping today. And it's time for another Vikings news dump. That's right. Happy Victory Monday out there to those who celebrate. So the Cardinals had a 91% chance to win the game against the Vikings on Sunday. Not so much. What happened? Well, what happened? Now, would have been nice to beat the Cardinals handily by 2-3 touchdowns. Just no stress. Yes. And it's interesting. So early on in the season, the Vikings were getting out to these big leads, right? And then those started going away because the Vikings initially were like one of the fastest scoring teams in the league, right? And then they went away, and then now the Vikings have been in dogfights of games, and you almost just like, hey, we need to combine. With your powers combined, we can be a decent football team. So fast starts as well as finding and willing yourself to wins late. That'd be a great combination. Also, great combination is our annual holiday fundraiser. You guys are absolutely amazing. We did great stuff with the November food shelf. This month, December, every dollar donated to the show will go to Salvation Army Twin Cities as well as Toys for Tots. So super chats during the live streams, Venmos, Cash Apps, as well as direct donation links are in the description. 'Tis the season, and thank you very much. And I'm glad that we can make an impact, even though all we do is talk really stupid junk about a jabroni football team in our basement. That's all we do, man. So you guys are the best. Also the best is this guy. So you probably saw this guy in the broadcast. This is right after the Aaron Jones drop touchdown. Just like, ugh. This is why I'm worried about going to actual sporting events, is that I don't want to become a meme. I think this guy could become a meme. I don't know. He looks out. He was rocking like the TJ Hawkinson Bud throwback jersey. It's good, man. Also good. So actually, no, bad. Opposite of good. It's very bad. So Sam Darnold is balling out right now. 2 straight comeback wins, and 10 of his 12 games this season have 100+ quarterback rating. But it's absolute BS. BS that they change the rules or the guidelines for comeback player of the year to, you have to come back from injury. After Joe Flacco beat DeMar Hamlin last year. Hey, if you just want to rig the award, just rig the award. All right? Now, we've been over this. They should have comeback player of the year, coming back from injury, as well as most improved player, coming back from being ass. Thank you. And Darnold would be shooing for comeback player of the year. Oh, well, I guess he'll just have to make Pro Bowls and All-Pro and maybe get some MVP votes. I don't know. As crazy as it sounds, Darnold probably should be getting some MVP love and attention. And I'm not even being Homer facetious about that. Also, watching the 49ers game right now, and also just watching Brock Purdy this year, Darnold is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. I would ride or die with slinging Sam Darnold over Brock Purdy, and the Niners had both of them last year. It's kind of funny to me, man. But Vikes PR against Arizona, quarterback Sam Darnold recorded his 10th game with 100+ passer rating this season. I just said that. Joining Dante 2000, Bert Favre 2009, and as the only Vikings with 100+ quarterback rating in 10 games during a season. No Viking has more than 10 such games in a season. So Darnold will be able to run this thing up. So we're going to have 15 100+ quarterback rated games. The only ones not the Jets and the Colts. Jets and the Jaguars. Do you know that even though he threw 2 picks against the Colts, it was still 100+? It's interesting, man. But yeah, Darnold has a chance to break that record next Sunday against the Falcons, the hot Atlanta Falcons. That's right. Also, not only is Darnold getting some love from the fans, as well as I feel like some of the media is starting to come around, but also his peers, the players. That's right. Alec Lucy Athletic. Harrison Smith on slinging Sam Darnold. He's a baller. He can make stuff happen when he needs to. I know the outside narrative on him and his path and everything, but ever since he got here, I don't know. It felt like this is what was going to happen. He's just confirmed it. And we talked about how environment really does affect a quarterback's chances. And if you have bad coaching, if you have turnover, pun intended, if you have your head coach being changed, your play caller being changed, your GM changes, it's really rough. Yeah, and if you don't have a good offensive line, if you're not surrounded by weapons, if you're not part of a good team, it's not conducive for success. And Darnold now is in a fantastic situation, and we'll see where it goes from here. But at minimum, he is definitely enhancing his tag and trade value. I'm calling my shot right now. I think Stafford retires, and the Rams trade their first for Darnold, and he returns to Southern California. I think that's a really good fit. It's a really great fit, man. Also great fit is Kevin O'Connell, the great state of Minnesota. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if Harbaugh had been hired here. Although he probably would have been burning out his relationship with Kwesi and ownership by now, but who knows. Will Raggets. Kevin O'Connell is 30-16 in the regular season as the Vikings head coach. 33 of the 46 games, 72%, have been one-score finishes. He's 24-9 in those. He just wins football games. And people can criticize, well, you should win by more. Yeah, that's the idea. But high leverage spots, like what happens when you get punched in the mouth? What happens if you've had a tough day? Like, can you make the correct decisions or most correct decisions to get your team over the line? O'Connell does that. And yeah, we nitpick. It would be great if the offense was better in third and fourth and short situations. It would be great if the Vikings kept their foot on the gas, but O'Connell just finds a way to win, man. And Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman. Kevin O'Connell has the third best winning percentage, 727 for one-score games in NFL history, minimum 25 games per Elias Sports Bureau. Guy Chamberlain, 759, 22, 7, and 7. John Madden, 732, 40, 14, and 7. We won't talk about the Super Bowl that Madden won. Just won't talk about that one. Kevin O'Connell, 727, 24, and 9. Guy Chamberlain, coach from 1920 to 27. For you youngsters, probably for something like the Dayton Canton Bulldogs or like the Dayton Triangles or something like that. But that's pretty good company to be in, right? And that's when it comes down to coaching. Like, one-score games, one play can make the entire difference. And all these small things that a head coach has to do, getting a team prepared, getting them motivated, even though you shouldn't have to motivate professionals, but it happens. And all those things that just gives you a 0.01% chance of winning. And then you stack up those up, and up, and you increase your chances. So instead of a true coin flip 50-50, maybe it's 51-49, but you'll take that. And O'Connell does that, man. It's good times. Also good times is the Aaron Jones redemption narrative. Now, having 2 fumbles, dropping that touchdown, like, I was pretty hard on Aaron Jones in game, as were a lot of fans. And frankly, when the Vikings had that 3-and-out and they were down by 6, the Boo Birds came out, rightfully so. This team was so inept throughout most of the game, but they got their ish going. And Jones is a fantastic leader, a fantastic player. He's 7th in the league in yards from scrimmage before the game started. And I thought that it was very good of Kevin O'Connell to sit Aaron Jones for a couple of series after he had that lost fumble. I mean, just to send the message, right? And Jones, you could tell, like, he was frustrated with himself, especially after he dropped that touchdown pass. Like, him on the sideline, it was just like he wanted to be alone, not talking to anyone. So I'm really happy that he caught the game-winning touchdown, able to dispel a lot of those narratives, man. Also, something I love. So Jaylen Redmond, former Oklahoma defensive lineman, undrafted, came up through the UFL and joined the Vikings 90-man rooster late. I believe he was a Ryan Grigson guy. He had himself a ball game, man. So late, he had 2 tackles for loss on runs against James Conner, and he was really pushing the envelope, pushing the pocket, and really getting upfield. And that's something that the Vikings been missing, both against the run and the pass. Just that quick first step penetration. And Redmond has really carved himself out a role. Marcus Dixon raves about him. Flores has talked about him too, unprompted. And I think that Redmond has got some staying power, man. Like, he's going to be this generation's version of Tom Johnson, a bit of a journeyman defensive lineman who finds himself a spot and a niche and a role. Love me some Jaylen Redmond. Also, love me some Jamie Erdahl of Good Morning Football, the pride of Minnesota, born and raised. So they point out the Vikings are undefeated since Jamie Erdahl blew the Gallahorn skull. So Jamie blew the Gallahorn, sounded the Gallahorn, the Colts game, right? So that got flexed Sunday Night Football, and ever since, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. Now, is it winning impressively? No, but guess what? A win is a win, right? And every single one of these games, I know people are like, whoa, just win 52-14. Okay, that's exactly what they want to do, but what happens when the chips are down? What happens when you're staring a loss right in the face, but you and your teammates find a way to make one play, and then one drive, and then one score, and then just, it's kind of great, man. I love the never say die attitude. I love the anything that happens to us, we can come back. And hey, if Jamie needs to sound the horn ahead of every playoff game, which how glorious it would be to have a home playoff game. Even though it's a bit of a long shot right now for the Vikings to win the division. But if they win the division, they're probably getting the 1 seed. We'll take that. Absolutely, we'll take that. Also taking that. Hey, even though Justin friggin' Jefferson hasn't scored in like 9,000 years, at least someone is doing the gritty. Adam, JEROME, Ezekiel Thielen scored the go-ahead touchdown against the Panthers. Panthers ultimately fell in overtime. Also, Thielen had a ridiculous catch in overtime, which is good too. But he hit the gritty, something that you love to see. Still has that connection. Baby, come back. Hey, Panthers, just cut Adam Thielen, and then we'll pick him up off of waivers and go from there. There you go. Speaking of former Vikings, so like we talked about yesterday, Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions in the loss against the Chargers. The Falcons defense held the Chargers to only 9 points, but Cousins, one of his interceptions was a pick 6, and that's got to be frustrating. In your building, you have the opposition only kicks 3 field goals, and you shut them down throughout most of the day. Herbert was having trouble, and then you still lose by 4 because your quarterback just turfs it to the other team 4 times. It's rough, man. That's rough. But, hey, you just wait. Historic U.S. Bank Stadium, Sunday. Just that Kirk Cousins, Cameron Beasley Bynum, or Andrew Van Ginkel pick 6 is just going to hit like, baby. Woo. That's right. Shifting gears at the end here. So, Randy Moss, all-time great receiver, does fantastic work on ESPN. So he had a moment. He asked for prayers after addressing health scare on Sunday NFL Countdown, and he didn't disclose what he's dealing with, and that's his own prerogative. I mean, if he feels comfortable that he'll share, but sending prayers, sending good vibes to Randy Moss and his family, and also you see the dedication. I mean, he's working through some health stuff. It sounds very serious, and he's still showing up and doing the damn thing at work. That's what Randy Moss does, right? So, wishing him the best, and he's got this. 8-4 got this. Come on, man. That's right. Anyways, that's it. Your thoughts are thoughts. Happy Monday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.